Well, hello once again, everyone. Pat Olson, welcome here to our CUSD YouTube channel as we begin the 2016 and 17 academic school year. Certainly an exciting time, and we're going to pop around and do a number of principal interviews to start the year. We've got Mr. John Nazar, the principal here at Half Moon Bay High School in year number 2. So, the students arriving and all that excitement. John, talk about some of the preparations that have evolved the last couple, 3 weeks to gear up for the 1,000 or so students that come here on this campus.
Well, Pat, I tell you, I'm just really excited for this school year. Last year was an amazing year. We made a lot of progress in a lot of areas. School is starting later next year. We have additional classes. We've added a 4th level of AVID. We have 2 leadership classes. We have some great new teachers coming in that will be supporting our staff that has done such a great job over the years. We have worked extremely hard this summer in preparing. Our staff has been here for many weeks, many in their classrooms, already preparing, going to trainings. We are going to have a fantastic year.
You know, I can sense your energy already here in year number 2. For you, what will be a little bit different? Last year, I know it was kind of your dream job. You wanted to be here for a while. You get acclimated, you get through that first year. So now in year 2, what kind of things maybe have you gleaned that will make this second year for you go a little bit easier?
Well, I don't know about easier, and I don't know if it ever gets easier.
Yeah, probably true, right?
Yeah, but it's in a lot of ways having that sense of knowledge of each personnel, knowing the families a little bit more deeply, being a little bit better prepared. Also working with my colleagues on the administrative side, Mr. Barnes, Ms. Zamet, we now have really, are tighter as a team. I just feel that, that year has given us a great advantage. I think we're a step ahead. Yet, I don't know if it ever gets easier, but we have some things we're going to work on. We're going to work on block scheduling for this year, which is going to be, it's a big challenge and a big shift. But I think we're prepared to do it.
John Nazar with us here on the CUSD YouTube channel, the principal at Half Moon Bay High School. It's a close-knit community. You know a lot of the kids. Last year, in fact, at graduation, some of us are joking because you gave every kid a hug as they came off the stage. But what does that mean to you, the community aspect of this campus?
Pat, it means everything to me. I think it's one of the things that makes our school unique. We're still, even though we're in the Bay Area, a small community, one that is tight-knit, that we know each other. There's generations, and the people that have come here have added to the overall, I think, strength of our community. Knowing them, caring about them. I think I want to make sure that this is a place where students and families and, of course, staff feel that this is a second home, that when you come on this campus, there are people that care about each other, that we support one another, and of course we have a theme of kindness, and I think pushing that forward another year, I think that will only grow as the year progresses.
You're a guy that really seems to get along well with the staff, a teacher's principal, if you will. How do you dance that dance of being the supervisor to a staff of 45 plus teachers or so, but still managing to also get along with staff members?
Well, I think what you hit on, the first thing is I still consider myself, my most important mission is a teacher, an educator. I taught for 17 years at the high school level. I taught at this high school, and I think part of getting along is respecting the expertise that each teacher brings. I was a social studies teacher. I taught American government. But, when I walk into that math classroom, I respect the knowledge and how they're going to teach. So what I look at as part of my responsibility is really supporting teachers so they can do the very best work possible. And, of course, bringing that element of kind of humanist part of it, that we do care about one another, and that, I liked when my colleagues when I taught, and I don't think I need to change that as I moved into administration.
Let's talk about the non-academic side of it. This campus has a tremendous athletic reputation. Last year, a number of programs went to or won CCS.
Yes.
We had a wrestler go to the state. You know, there's 600 students on this campus that are student athletes of the 1,000. We have a rather large music program under second-year music teacher, Mr. Anderson. So talk about some of those other things that happen that aren't necessarily in the classroom, the reading, writing, arithmetic that we always talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's vital. We're a comprehensive high school. We want to make sure that every student has a niche at school, whether it's through athletics, through the arts, through clubs, or whatever that we can provide, so that when a student comes to school, here is something for me to do, to be part of. And of course, I think to really excel as a school, one thing I've mentioned a few times is our goal, and I think we're well on our way if we're not there, is really being a 3A school: academics, athletics, arts. We have a dynamic athletic program with a great tradition. You know, we did a CCS championship football, CCS in cross country, CCS in softball. Kate Nelson, CCS champion in gymnastics. Emilio Batista, CCS champion in wrestling. So it's not just we concentrate on one sport, but our entire program is strong, and it gives our students a sense of pride that I represent a school that values what we do, but also it teaches teamwork, it teaches respect for one another and helping each other out to support one another. I think those are valuable skills that also relate back to the classroom.
John, as we close it out, you touched earlier on the idea of a block schedule. So for the viewers out there, to kind of explain, that would involve the kids not having to go to all of their class periods each day, an extension to a 7th period, which would give kids some wiggle room for an extra elective, or maybe if a kid didn't do as well as a class and they had hoped, they could make that up in a later school year. So discuss the things that have to happen to potentially put that in place for 2017-18.
Well, we've, as a staff, worked, well, I know before I got here, there's been a lot of work done by the staff, and some great work, looking at the feasibility. Last year, I think we made a lot of progress. I think we made some agreements amongst ourselves that we need to look at what might be the best way to educate a student, and looking at a longer period of time so they can dig more in depth on any subject. But also, if we say on any given day I only have 3 classes, I could dive more deeply into those. I could also limit the amount of homework, so I'm not spreading out 6 subjects a night. I could focus more intently on my subject, the subjects I've got the next day. But also, you know, some of the challenges, as I think you mentioned in your question, is, you know, we need to look at how do we use the time. What are the, you know, some contractual things that are established
with regards to staff, etc.
To staff. Also, you know, how is this going to be supported in the community? So there are definitely some challenges. If it was easy, it would have been done a long time ago. But I think it's well worth the efforts that we're making, and I feel fairly confident that as a staff, as a school community, that we can move in this direction.
John, we're looking forward to a great year here on the campus. I can tell you, I do the district YouTube channel stuff, but I'm also a teacher here on this campus.
Absolutely.
It's been great working with you in year 1. I'm looking forward to a great year 2.
Well, Pat, I mean, I appreciate the work you do. You bring a lot to our school. You are one of those, when I feel that energy, when you start giving that thing, it just rubs off on me as well. So thank you, and we are really looking forward to a fantastic year.
All right, that's John Nazar, the principal here at Half Moon Bay High School. I'm Pat Olson. Thanks for watching here on the CUSD YouTube channel.